So peaceful. All right, so let's go to start. I see it's fun, right? Everything is not that hard here. Okay, cool. All right, so let's just go ahead and dig in. Now, I see only one or two use the Adword, and most of you, of course, you want to learn because you're probably going to use it for yourself or for your customer, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? Okay. All right, is this thing even working? I hope that's going to work. Oh, whatever. I'm just gonna probably. There you go. Mac is on crack again. Okay, it's frozen. All right. So before I switch the screen, first of all, we need to understand. What's the benefit of using the Google Adword. Right? I mean, if you don't understand the benefit, then what's the point of using it? Does that make sense? So the first thing, the cool thing about using the Google Adword, besides it's kind of pricey, you have to spend money. The interesting thing about using Google Adword, that you can get fast result. What I mean by fast result, you will find it quickly within 24 hours, how many clicks you are getting on the website, and how many conversion you're gonna get versus the SEO, right? Because on the search engine, you have to spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work, and naturally or organically, eventually it's gonna bring you on the front page. But when it comes to, probably somebody else's computer, when it comes to the Google Adword, it is fast and quick because you can quickly find out within 24 or 48 hours how many people are actually clicking on the site and how many converting by either calling you or opting in your list or not. Does that make sense? Okay. You can also target locations. So if you're in different states, or if you target market in different areas, or if you're focusing in one zip code, you can target your customers only in that area. Does that make sense?
So if there's geographic targeting, then there's presumably you can target only women or you can target only men.
That is an excellent point because you can also target age, right? You can also target the geography of the your target market, and you can also target languages. Yes. So let's say you're going to target a specific audience, let's say Spanish speaking. So you can create an ad in Spanish, please. Okay, don't forget add in English and target Spanish people, all right, or Spanish speaking folks. If you're going to target the Spanish speaking audience, then make sure your ad is in Spanish. Does that make sense? But you can actually do that. It's beautiful. Okay, you can also do that. And let's see.
And how assured are you, if you say you just want to target women or men, how assured are you that you're getting a high percentage of those?
That's a good question. I don't think it has that women and men feature like Facebook. I don't think it has that option. It just gives you the demographic based on what people like. We'll double check because I don't remember that there was an option for like a male or female. I don't remember that. Okay.
I mean, I can see where language is easier to discern.
Right.
Something more like gender would be really tricky.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. If you need the copy, you can download the copy from the meetup. I'm having some problem with my machine; it just keeps freezing. You can also, so we talked about location, we talked about age, language, demographic. You can also target based, of course, the number one is based on the keywords, like what your customer are searching for, right? Do you guys remember the example of the, when I give you this example, let me show you again. I hope if I have it. Where are you? I used to use this example, I got it from Korea actually.
Can't get the slide? Can't.
No, yeah, it's frozen, you see that?
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's unfortunately. Mac is just dying.
You can look at this to remember.
Right. Remember this example? Yeah, if you can just go to the meetup and download it from there, then follow through. So every time I pull this example, oh, there you go. Crazy. Oh, perfect. So every time I pull this thing, right? I mean, I'm going to say it. I say USB jump drive, right? But when I present it to the audience, I get different answers. Some will say a memory stick, memory drive, a jump drive. Does that make sense?
Flash drive.
Flash drive, absolutely. So Google Adword, it is specifically based on the keyword search. So what your customer type for, that's how Google is going to show the result. But that's not the only thing. What I'm going to explain is that the primary factor is the keyword, but there are other elements that can, show you result on the Google on the ad search. Okay, so number one is the keyword. Number two is of course the location, and days, times, and frequency. What I mean by that, I can set up a day, like from Monday to Friday. I can also set up the time. You know how? Because some businesses they work from what, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I don't want to run an ad after 5.
Not everybody works 9 to 5.
Correct, but most of the local businesses are 9 to 5. First run developed till 11. Why is that? Why should I select a time frame? Let's say I'm
Because you're having an event of some kind, like a concert or something.
well, not just that. Let's say for your office, when you get on a call to set up an appointment after 5 o'clock, the office is closed, right? So what's the point of ad running after 5 o'clock?
Nothing.
So if somebody finds the ad on Google like 7 p.m. and they call you, guess what? The office is closed. That's not good. Does that make sense? So you can actually set up a time. You can make sure that the ad will not show up after 5 o'clock. So this is actually very good. Because what happened if your clinic, if your shop, if your bookstore closed at 5 and somebody found your ad and they clicked on it and they called you, what happened? You lost the conversion. You lost. That's a bad excuse. Why would I call you when the office is closed? I should call you when the office is open. Does that make sense? So that is the beauty when it comes to I can set up a date, I can set up a time. Okay? And frequency means how many times the ad will show up. The last one, and this is also awesome, I can have my ad show up on the laptop, on the desktop, and mobile devices. Okay? And mobile devices. So that means you can target your customer right here and right there.
It's very interesting. Some websites, if you go to it both on your desktop
Right.
and on your phone, you get a totally different constellation of it.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the mobile device, you gotta make a few changes, like how you want the ad to look like. Like phone number. If you want a customer to call you, make sure you add a call button. Does that make sense? I'm gonna show you some examples when we move forward. So any question about the benefits?
Yeah, one more question. Supposedly there's a catalog of all these things that you can sort on and buy on. You can pay for ads. I shouldn't say pay and buy. You can pay for ads on. There's a catalog somewhere and say, okay, I want all these keywords.
Yes, that when we move forward, we'll talk about ad groups. In the ad groups, we're gonna put all the key phrases and organize it. We'll definitely go there. But any question about the benefits so far? And this is very important. If you understand the benefit of the AdWord, then that basically means yes, I should apply it, I should use it, because these are the benefits. Does that make sense? Even though I love SEO more than AdWord, but we have clients and that they need AdWord help, and we help them with these services. And the thing, if you ask me the difference between the Facebook advertising and Google, I would say Facebook is 10 times affordable and much easier to use than Google. Google AdWord requires a lot of time and effort. Because after on the ad, you have to get a report. You have to block a certain keyword. You have to see which one brings the most conversion, which one brings you the less. Does that make sense? So you have to always test which one is working, which one is not working. Maybe I should try a video ad next time. Maybe I should try display network. Maybe I should try all. You see what I'm saying? It's a constant task. There's no one blueprint that says if you do it this way, you're going to get a result. Everything is about testing. Okay? All right.
So presumably you need to have an ad burn budget of some kind where you can explain.
You're absolutely correct. And I'm glad you mentioned that because this is something that most small businesses don't like to hear. The more money you have, the better the result. But at the same time, not just the better the result, you need to make sure that somebody who's running it doing it right. See, that is the problem. Because most businesses, from my experience, when I meet them and they tell me that ad didn't work, first because they did it by themselves. And they have no knowledge and no experience. That's why they failed. And secondly, if you hire somebody who's going to do an AdWord for you, make sure that they're certified, at least. Because if they're certified through Google, that means they have some experience, they have some knowledge. Does that make sense? I'm not saying people that self-study, they're not going to do a good job, but this is one of the qualifications. If you want to make sure that a company that is going to run AdWord properly, make sure they have an extensive experience, they are certified, and they're constantly going to connect with you every month to send you some update and tell you what is working, what is not working. Okay? Rodolfo, what's going on, man?
Nothing much.
Just wait.
You're tired.
No.
He's like,
Watching
no.
movies all night.
What?
Watching movies.
What kind of movies?
Yeah, well,
I saw the Adwords yesterday.
Oh, you watched it? Yeah, I watched it too. It was okay. What else did you watch? I'm like ADHD, changing subjects. I watched Sicario. What is Sicario? What is it? Sicario?
Oh, Sicario?
Oh, dude. Man. I'm sorry.
It's not out yet.
I know how to get it. But anyway, so you should watch it, man. I love that movie. I love it. Okay. We haven't finished yet. We still have more. So the first thing is target your ads based on these variation. Number 2, control your cost. You know how people say, I wasted a lot of money. Why? Because they forgot to put limitation. They forgot to put from 1 time to 1 day. They just let it run. You can't do that. But it's cost effective. What I mean by that, you can actually control how much money you're going to spend every day. You can put $5 a day. You can put. But the thing with Google, the one that is most successful if you run it for a month. So if you do $5 a day times 30 days, how much is that? Okay. You can do $5, you can do $10, but the more money you put, that means the more your ad's going to be shown. Okay.
So that's the other question. So you can actually put a daily limit on how much Google burns up your budget?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Back in the old days, they never used to have that, but now you can do that. Okay. Then you can measure your success. What I mean by that, after all the testing, after all the trying, you can see exactly what is working, what is not working, what is converting, what is not converting. Does that make sense? And you can also manage your campaign. This is called MCC. It stands for My Client Center. This is for people like myself and Mario because we're an agency. We can have access to multiple Google AdWords accounts. But for you, you don't have to worry about it because you're one person. You can just have one AdWords account, and by default, you will get this anyway. So that's what the MCC stands for. And here's the cool thing about Google AdWords. You know what? Google AdWords team, sometime they will call you. Not to sell it to you, to help you. They will call you. They're amazing. They will call you and they will ask you, we've seen that you're running some ad. Looks like you're not doing good. Right? How can we help you? I'm serious. You can speak with them for like 3-4 hours if you want.
but they detect that you are doing something wrong.
It's up to them. I don't know how they do, but I've got a couple of calls. Some of my team got a couple of calls. Some of my clients got a couple of calls. And they walk us through. Like when they have since I'm a Google Partner Program person, we get a lot of updates. They send us a lot of materials, and sometimes they train us before we train our clients. But the cool thing about the service is they call you if you have any issue. They'll walk you through step by step. They will tell you, pick this one, try this thing, and they're going to do this for your own interest because they want to make sure that you're running the ad correctly and perfectly, so you can grow your business, so you can be happy, and Google can be happy, and the customer that find the ads are also happy. Does that make sense?
How do you know that it really is Google when they call you and it's not some...
Well, it says Mountain View, Mountain, whatever, California.
Well, yeah, you can fake that. How do you know it's not some guy in Nigeria?
Well, they're going to email you first.
Romania or something.
They're going to email you first.
Well,
It has all the information.
Well, it is kind of a quality control thing for them.
Yeah.
It says if it's not working for you, they want to know why.
Yeah. So they're going to call, they're going to email it, and when you call it, remember, they're not selling you anything. They're just walking you through. They can pull up your account by your name. Okay? It happens. All right? So when you get an email from them or call from them, be happy because they are going to assist you, so you don't have to worry about all the other stuff. Any question about the benefits of Google AdWords?
Yeah. What's number one?
Number one is target your ads.
Wake up.
Wake up, man! You look like tired. There's what do you call it? A break room. You're gonna make a coffee for yourself. Help yourself. Okay, so when it comes to Google Advertising Network, there are two areas that you need to understand. Two areas. One is called the Search Network, and the second one is Display Network. Okay? The Search Network is, which one is the Search Network? The regular one, the one that you see the ad on the top, on the side, right? And the Display Network, other websites. Like another website that has your ad or your banner. Okay? So that is awesome because I can get my business exposed somewhere else, not just in Google search. Does that make sense? So let's say I'm a car dealer. Okay, let's say I'm a car dealer, or I'm a car mechanic, and I want to run Google AdWord for local car repair shop for the search, right? And that is going to be on the Google search, correct? But for the display network, what should I pick? If I'm a car mechanic guy, and I want my ad to show up on a relevant site, so where should I put my ad?
AutoZone. Like places where they sell.
Yes, like AutoZone.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like AutoZone's website, or O'Reilly's website.
The leadership.
Or the dealership. Well, I don't know about the dealer, but you're a mechanic. Yeah, you can put it, if the dealership takes those ads, you know, because remember, all these websites, they are part of Google's, you know, so Google has some sort of deal with them, and I will show. So let's say I'm a mechanic. Imagine my ad shows up on AutoZone website. Isn't that amazing? I'm gonna go to AutoZone website. I'll see you. Oh, San Antonio mechanic. That's an exposure, right? That's very beautiful. That's awesome. That's something you cannot do with any other platform.
Who
Okay?
authorizes that cross marketing, like with mechanic versus AutoZone?
I'm sorry?
How is that cross marketing?
No, I'm just giving an example.
I
That's what
understand.
yeah.
That's a good question because it's a cross marketing kind of an agreement. You know, your ad's popping up on their site.
Right. Absolutely. Any question about this? I need to understand the difference, right? You all know this right now, right? There's a search network and there is a display. In the display, it requires what? Images and cool stuff. On the search, on the first one, it doesn't require anything except text, mostly text-based, okay? All right. So search network, for instance, Google search, right? Or Google site search like Google Maps, Google Shopping. There's so many Google product websites. It will show up on their page, like the Google Shop. Anybody use Google Shopping before? Nobody knows Google Shopping? What? Maybe you should attend my 150 Google product class, okay? So, also non-Google search partner like AOL. Can you believe it? They are part of, they are like Google's partner right now. If you go to AOL, you will see the ad in AOL, okay? That shows AdWord ads that match the search results. So that's how the search network works, which is also cool because you can actually dictate and organize how you want your ad to show up. Not just in Google, but I want it to show up on a different search engine as well that are part of the Google partner program. And yes, Google has more than 150 sites or products. Like Google Maps, Google Camera, Google Apps, Google Plus, I don't know, they're gonna die. Google Shopping, Google Hotel. Yeah, Google Hotel. Google Fly. No, Fly, they canceled it, they removed it. So there's so many Google sites, and the ad will show up on the site based on what? Relevancy. If it's relevant, then it's going to show up. Does that make sense? All right. And what's going to happen? It will show the text ad next to Google search, and this thing is what? Reach customers actively searching for the specific product or service. Now, display network includes Google website like Google Finance, Gmail, Blogger, YouTube, okay? Partner sites and mobile sites that show AdWord that match the content that is given. So when it comes to display network, it can help the advertiser do the following. Use an ad format, which means either text, image, rich snippet, image text, which is like the pop-up banners, okay? Or the videos. What happens, the difference between the search network and the display network, in the search network, you will get a lot of click. Like more conversion on the search network. On the display, you get more exposure. Because there's a chance they're not going to click on, they're not going to click on the image because it's ad, right? People don't like to click on image advertising, but you'll get more exposure because people saw it. Does that make sense? Does it? Okay. Choose more specifically what the ads can be. So that's the display network. I'm going to play a video for you. Maybe that will explain it much better. There you go. Give me a second. La, 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 la. Yo, yo, yo. Let's see.
It's Saturday morning on Main Street, and Henry the Handyman and Maria's Boutique are two of the busiest stores on the block. What's their secret? knowing just how to use the Google network to reach the customers they're looking for. The Google network is the term for all the places AdWords ads can appear. Google search and search sites that partner with Google to show ads, popular web pages, and even inside mobile phone apps. That's a lot of potential places to show your ads. The Google network is divided into two big areas, the search network and the display network. By default, new AdWords campaigns use both the search and display networks to give your ads the most visibility. But many advertisers take advantage of AdWords' other campaign types that just use one or the other network. Let's look at each.
So that's the search
Henry
network,
is a
right?
big
That's what
fan
we're
of
talking
the
about.
search network. The search network includes those familiar
And this is
text
what's
ads that
the
appear
time of the
above
search.
and beside Google search results, on other Google sites like Maps and Shopping, and on websites that partner with Google to show ads called search partners. Search network campaigns work by linking your AdWords keywords to the words or phrases someone uses to search on Google. Henry rarely has a minute to spare since he launched his new roofing repair service. So he likes how the search network lets him get his new campaign up and running quickly, and makes it easy for him to connect with customers right when they're searching for roofing repair, whether they're home on their laptops or on a mobile device.
Now the display network.
Maria uses the display network for a lot of her boutique's advertising. The display network uses attention-grabbing visuals, like rich media and video, to match your ads to websites with content related to your targeting, and lets you select the placements, topics, and audiences for your ads. Display network ads can appear on Google sites like YouTube, Blogger, and Gmail, plus millions of popular websites around the world. In fact, the display network reaches nearly 90% of consumers online in 100 countries and 30 languages, giving you more options to reach either a very large or a very specific audience. Maria's biggest challenge is standing out from the competition, so she's always looking for new ways to attract the stylish 30-somethings that shop in her store. The display network helps her reach this audience better by showing her ads where her customers are likely to be. Here, but not here. Here, but not here. And so on. So
That's pretty
whether
cool.
you're more of a
Very
Henry
targeted.
or more of a Maria, the Google network can help your business send the right message to the right audience. For more information about the Google network and campaign types, check out the AdWords Help Center.
Isn't that cool?
Very good animation.
Yeah, animation is very good, right? Yeah, so now you understand the difference, right? Right?
Yes.
All right, let me show you another one just to emphasize, especially with the display. I mean, the previous video talked about the search, which is the regular one that we always see, and also talking about the display network, right? This one will repeat again about the display network.
Have you ever wanted to advertise on popular websites? Or promote your business with images and video? You can with the Google Display Network. The Display Network is a collection of more than 1 million websites, smartphone apps, videos, blogs, and other online destinations that show AdWords ads, giving you the opportunity to reach more than 80% of all internet users worldwide in more than 30 languages and 100 countries. Or someone with very specific tastes and interests.
Look at the smiley faces.
Let's take a look at how a typical business uses the display network. Ted has created an image ad that shows off the tour packages he sells. Ted already advertises on the Google search network, so he uses his search network keyword list to get his ads up and running on the display network. AdWords matches Ted's ad to display network web pages based on his keyword list and other factors. This means that Ted's ad can show up on travel websites and on forums discussing cool places to go hiking. There is another way to manage your ads on the display network. Topics, With topics, you can pick and choose specific themes of web pages on the display network where you want your ads to show. TED uses topics to target travel and hiking themed web pages. With more than 1 million online destinations to choose from, the display network gives you powerful new ways to reach people who want to hear your message. For more information about advertising on the display network, visit the Adwords Help Center.
Pretty cool or what? And there's a silence in the room. Okay, so now we understand the difference, right? The difference between the search network, which is the regular one that we always see, right? And of course the display, which means our ad can be shown on the millions of other relevant sites. So the cool thing about the ad targeted topic feature, that means if I'm a travel blogger, I can run the ad on any blog that runs travel or forums or whatnot, okay? All right, so now we'll talk about the format of the ad. We got 5 minutes? Okay. Now we're going to talk about the format. The first most popular format is a text ad. We all see this in Google, right? And then the second one, it's a text ad, but it comes with extension. And this is an awesome feature because with extension, now your ad will look like organic. You know how sometimes you do a search for a local dentist and their website shows up with a bunch of pages, like, you know, their main website, then it shows the about page and the, you know, the service page and the contact page organically. You can do the same thing right now with the Adword. You can have your actual website show up and maybe specific links to your buying page or a landing page or a contact page. Okay? But the first one is what? Made up of headlines, and there's a rule. We're going to talk about how you can make your ad effective. So the regular text ad comes with a headline, a display of your link, right? And the address of your website and a short description. The extension is a combination of this plus additional links. Okay? All right. So it's a little bit enhanced, right? So let me show you visually. So this is the regular text ad, right? This is the one that we see advertised. Let's say the topic of your San Antonio dentist, ninjadentist.com, right? And we'll whiten your teeth with a katana. Right? Does that make sense? Right here. So what do you see? You will see that there's a headline, and the headline cannot exceed more than 25 characters. Make sure that you understand that. So you have to be very creative, come with an interesting headline that is catchy, okay, in order for you to make sure that your ad is going to work. Or you can use a third-party tool called keywordspy.com, keywordspy.com. You can add your competitor's website and look at their ad and get some ideas from their advertising, okay? Keywordspy.com. The display link, so make sure the link is not more than 35 characters. Sometimes some people, what they do, they create a sub-page or subdomain to add like a landing page, but make sure it does not exceed 35 characters, because if it does, what's going to happen, you're going to get like ... or it will tell you that it's declined, okay? The description, only 2 lines, 35 characters as well. Again, you have to be very, very creative. This is going to force you to come with the few information that is catchy, okay? And of course, the destination URL maximum is not more than 124 character max, like whatever is pointing it to. So after they click, how long it is, okay? So this is the typical ad text specification. And now, when we talk about the extension, this is the extension. So you can add call the phone number as an extension option. You can also add location. You can also add a bunch of site links, right? Imagine if somebody saw the ad and you want them to maybe check the hours of operation. You want them to check the special for the day. You want them to check a blog post. Okay, but if you look at this one looks like kind of organic, but it's not. Does that make sense? So that's what you can do with the extension feature. All right? How are we doing on time? We good?
No.
We're done? All right, so let's go and take a 10-minute break, and we'll come back. All right, folks, we're gonna take a 10-minute break, and we'll be back in part 2. Thank you for folks in Periscope for waiting. All right, folks, we'll be back in 10 minutes.